Welcome back, everybody. I'm so excited to see you here again. Today we are diving in headfirst into some toxic world of mother-in-laws. Because apparently some mother-in-laws think boundaries is a word and scramble game they have never played. Let's get started, you guys.
I asked over 60,000 women that if they had a monster-in-law to share with me the craziest thing that they have done. And y'all, I don't even know how to narrow it down to share with y'all. I got 500 responses. So I've decided I'm going to create a new series called Monster-in-Law, and I will continue sharing wild stories about these horrendous women. Just a couple for episode 1, okay? Told me I was selfish to breastfeed.
Right from the bat, what do you mean selfish to breastfeed? I love the way the creator is reacting. Same.
Told me her son's ex would still be invited to all holidays because they are still close. The way I would not fucking show up. My mother-in-law would...
No, that is awful. Right from the bat, these are crazy. Selfish for breastfeeding? What do you mean? How is breastfeeding considered to be selfish? Wow, that is like a new one to me. Like, that is definitely a mother-in-law, and literally, what are you trying to be so selfish for? You're trying to be your baby? And the ex situation, wait, ex is still on the guest list? Like, that is bold. What are you talking about? Exes cannot be on the guest list. What do you mean? It's in the past. It is a holiday, not a reunion with the past. For real, I hate that. Next.
Sit on our front porch until we noticed her and then expect us to invite her in. Like, I'm sorry, what? You're just showing up and sitting on your son's porch waiting for an invite? You freak?
You freak.
These moms are not okay. These moms are not okay. This one blows my mind. She gives me food I'm severely allergic to on purpose and then acts like it's an accident.
Wait, so she's serving allergy-inducing food and it's an accident? That is insane. Are you trying to commit like crime right there, right at a table? Poisoning people is not part of the mother-in-law duties, I guess. That is so cruel. How much do you have to hate a person to literally do this to them? Purposely know that you are allergic to them and then giving you that food or making food with that specific product or food, right?
So there's women out there poisoning people? You psychos! Cut my daughter's hair without telling or asking, and it was her first hair.
Listen, that actually happened to me. My grandma cut my hair without my mom knowing. Like, seriously, who cuts child's hair without asking the parents? That is a huge, like, no. That completely ruined the relationship between my mom and my grandma. It was the first haircut thing. Like, that was horrible. I was bald. And it's acceptable in my culture, right? But my mom did not want to do it. And she was trying to grow my hair out. And then she comes home one day and I'm bald at 5 years old. People say that is for thicker haired stuff. No, that didn't happen to me. This is hair extensions. Thicker hair is not cutting hair. It is more about how you take care of it and as well as genetics. I hate this mentality. It's so bad. So bad.
I would fucking rage. I would come unglued. My head would start spinning in circles, I think. Yep. You don't get to take a milestone like that from a mom. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I just want to... We invited them to Disney World with our 3 kids. They said no. It couldn't go because the father-in-law had some health issues. Well, then 2 weeks later, they get a phone call from the in-laws at Disney with the sister-in-law and her children. Health issues my ass, you freaking liar.
So they turned you down for Disney and then they went without you, pretending they're sick? Are you psycho? I have no words. That is so cold towards your other grandchildren. You don't decline a trip and then rub it in like that. What is wrong with you? Let's read some comments because I think she's done and I am sorry too, you guys. Like, I am definitely sorry for all the things that happened. Do you guys want me to go through that monster-in-law Reddit? I think these should be fun. That is crazy. Let's read some comments. Isn't the allergy thing like an attempted murder? For real, for real. That is exactly what I said too. Like, this is incredibly unhinged. Oh my God. Mine told me not to eat peanut butter while I was pregnant because I'm going to cause allergy. I'm vegan and it's a big source of protein. Really? That is interesting. My mother-in-law carries allergy pills because I'm allergic to pork and I never carry them as I am a risk to myself. But she and her son has my back more than me. Oh, that is beautiful. I'm so happy for you. Congrats. But for real, that is a crime. That's exactly what I said. Let's move on to the next video, guys.
My 4-year-old son home alone. Everyone in my life is telling me that I'm completely overreacting about the situation, but I don't think I am at all. I actually think I'm underreacting. I've never necessarily had any issues with my in-laws, but they are very much my way or the highway, and this has especially become apparent since I had my son, and they just do not respect any of my parenting choices. For example, I really didn't want to introduce my son to fast food when he was young, but they went behind my back and bought him a Happy Meal. Again, not like the biggest deal in the world, but I was like, he's not your son. Like, respect my parenting choices, please. These little things were just annoying. They were never doing anything that made me feel unsafe leaving my son in their care.
Again, it is parents-in-law, right? You would trust them, but at the same time, them doing some weird actions, weird controlling actions that you do not approve of just throws you off completely. That's exactly what I mentioned in the other video, right?
Starting last year, every month or so, my son would have a sleepover at his grandparents' house. He absolutely loves being with them. They love seeing him and spending time with him, and my husband and I get a date night, so it ended up always working out.
Nice.
Yesterday morning, it was time for me to go and pick up my son from my in-laws' house, and I give them a call to let them know that I'll be there in about 30 minutes. And that's when my mother-in-law says, well, we're actually on our way out, and your son doesn't want to put his shoes on, so we're just gonna leave him here, keep the door unlocked, and you can just come in and get him.
No!
I truly, at my core, thought she was joking.
Are you joking? I'm literally shocked. What do you mean?
He's 4 years old. You're gonna leave him alone? And I started
can't.
laughing. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll be there soon. She's like, no, I'm not kidding. Just come in. We won't be there, but you can just grab him. Okay. No. I spelled it out for her. I said, listen, we have two options here. One, you can wait literally 30 minutes for me to come and get my son. Or two, you can pick him up, shoes or no shoes, put him in the car, take him wherever you're going, and I'll meet y'all there and I'll get him from there. But what you're not gonna do is leave my son home alone. My 4-year-old son.
Like, this kind of stuff gets me kind of under my skin. Literally, can you just not be like unreasonable and so unhinged? Why do people have to act this way? I don't like that.
My mother-in-law just grumbles on the phone. Okay, well, whatever. Be here in 30 minutes, and just hangs up on me. And I think that is that. I just know I'm gonna complain to my husband about it when I get home, but I don't think it's gonna be an actual issue until I get a call from her 10 minutes later. My mother-in-law has the audacity to say in the cheeriest voice, okay, we're actually on our way to brunch right now, but your son's fine. We just left him at home. He's on the couch watching cartoons.
No.
Just let us know when you pick him up. I could not believe it. I was floored. I saw red in that moment, and I start going off on her at the phone. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean my son is home alone right now? Didn't I just tell you, do not leave my son alone? And she's downplaying it. She was like, oh my gosh, you're overreacting. We have a Ring camera, so if anybody was to get into the house, we would know. Okay, what? So you see somebody coming into the house to kidnap my son on the Ring camera? What are you gonna do? You're at brunch. You're elbows deep in some pancakes. You can't save him. Also, he could fully just walk out of the house. He's tall enough to reach the door handles. So what if he decided that he just wanted to walk outside by himself? Or what if he got hurt or started choking on food? There's so many things that could happen. He's 4 years old. You cannot leave him unattended. At this point, I'm actually screaming on the phone. I'm still 20 minutes away from my son right now, and they're only 5. And I tell her that if she doesn't turn around the car right now and then send me a photo to prove that she's home with my son, I'm gonna call the police on her. And she knew I was serious. Apparently my son's safety wasn't gonna cause her to turn the car around, but the threat of me calling the cops on her did. So they did turn the car around and went back home to be with my son, as they should have been. So he was only by himself for 5 to 10 minutes, but that's 5 to 10 minutes too long. I get there in record time, immediately grab my son and go home. I didn't even look at my in-laws. I couldn't even believe what they did. That was absolutely so insane to me and so irresponsible. When I got home, I told my husband that there was no way that his parents were ever gonna be with our son unsupervised again, because if they did this, what else are they doing that we don't know about that's putting our son in danger?
Yeah, that situations like that, they literally scratch off all of the trust when it comes to parenting or parents-in-law, right? I don't think this is okay. You don't leave a 4-year-old. Like, this is a crime. I'm not sure if people know this. This is literally a crime. You cannot leave young children at home alone. Like she said, there are so many things that could happen, and this is really so unhinged. Like, it is an older woman and she was not able to understand that clearly. Her priorities were definitely not there at the moment. Girl, don't worry, you are not crazy. You're literally just a parent, and these parenting instincts, I understand. I'm not a parent, but I definitely understand where you're coming from. I would have been super aggressive towards my mother-in-law if this is something that happened. If they can't respect the safety, supervised visits are bare minimum, especially. I would not leave them again with my child alone, you know? And the way she was arguing to you about the ring camera won't see you from your child choking on a grape, or people robbing into your house, or a child literally walking away like she said. There's so many things that could happen. This is super disrespectful to the way you are trying to be really safe. It would be crazy to be trusting them after that stunt. You guys want to read some comments? Let's read some comments. What if the house caught on fire if someone broke in? There was no adult there to protect them. Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. That is crazy. This is literally illegal. The laws about leaving your child home alone too young. Yeah, literally, I think it's 12 years old. I would have called the cops on her mother or not. Oh, yeah, I agree. This is super illegal. I don't like that at all.
Mother-in-laws. Sorry, not sorry, but I got some shit to address today. Now, before I get into that, let me just first state, I'm going to try to do this as respectfully but directly as possible. I want to know what it is that makes y'all think that as a grown man, you still have number one priority in this man's life. Ma'am, you had this man for 18 years. Anything that you needed to do with this man should have been done during those 18 years. If you slacked off during those 18 years, what makes you think that you can come step up now and expect to have a number one role in this man's life? This man right here, this man, that's my man, okay? If you got a man at home, that's your man.
Okay, it seems like she's coming with a heat argument right from the bat. I wonder what she's talking about. Not even 2 seconds in, and I already know what she's about to say.
Tend to your man. You should be number one in your household, just like I'm gonna be number one in mine. I'm the queen. Period. Now, I will say this. Yes, you are due a certain amount of respect because you are his mother. You are the one that brought him in this world. Now, let's just keep it all the way real. You may not like me, but it ain't because of anything I lack to provide for your son or the way that I love him. It's because I don't bite my tongue. So let's just get to the facts here. You had this man in your care for 18 years. During those 18 years, he comes from a very damaged childhood. You know who deals with that today? I do. You know who still loves him every day? I do. You know whose life he's a priority in? Mine.
She's not wrong though. If you didn't build the foundation, don't expect to decorate the house. But literally, she is currently building a foundation with a man, right? That she chose. I don't like when mother-in-laws get too involved in situations like that. And some of them are too controlling. So yeah, I completely understand. So in that sense, she is definitely not wrong. And she's definitely marking territory. I see you, but I understand. Giving boundaries is really, really necessary, even if it's mother-in-law.
So when you pop up, whenever you pop up, and think that you're gonna take the number one role in front of me, that's out. Period. What I suggest is that you start joining forces with your daughter-in-laws. If that woman is loving that man correctly, and you can see that, give that woman her props.
Yeah, I love that. Why don't you guys work together or give the privacy, give the chance to show what she is able and capable of, right? it's just so sad, and I really hope that your man is also trying to set boundaries with his mom. A healthy man does know how to set boundaries with his mom and makes it comfortable for his woman. These things don't happen if the relationship is not going so well, right? It just really sucks if you are dealing with this by your own and your husband is not backing you up.
Because there's a lot of men that hold on to childhood trauma, and it's their spouse that now has to deal with it.
Yeah.
Some which may have been caused by you. So instead of trying to make that woman uncomfortable or constantly battling with her about your role in this man's life, why don't you try having her back? Why don't you pull her to the side and let her know, hey, if you ever need me, I'm here for you. If he ever giving you a problem, let me know. I'll get in his ass. You was mama, right? Come on now, mother-in-laws. Y'all got to understand, these positions that we take, we've earned that. If you see that that man, like I said, is loved correctly, he's happy, you need to understand that this is a battle you will not win. Period.
I love this girl. She is spitting facts, in my opinion. I totally respect that. Boundaries need to be set between a family and family, like mother-in-laws and father-in-laws and etc. They get too comfortable sometimes, so definitely there needs to be a boundary, and so that that person doesn't get to be involved too long, right? This way the relationship stays healthy, and therefore no one has to really interfere or control everything. I don't respect that, definitely, because everyone has to be given a chance to do something. So yeah, I'm definitely on your side, and I don't think there was an a-hole situation. Let's read some comments, you guys. My mother-in-law thinks she's the woman of the house. She had to come to live with us because of a stroke. She doesn't know her place. I need help. Yeah, that seems to be a lot of controlling. There's a situation where mother-in-law sometimes get into like that victim mentality, and I actually grew up in that scenario too with my father's mother, right? And there was a lot of victimality in that situation. I don't like that, and that ruins the relationship between husband and wife. I would honestly get out of that situation. I don't know how else to help. Send her this video, send her that TikTok, for real. I'm sorry you're going through that, Sean. Alright guys, that was TikTok. Now let's move on to Reddit. This is the subreddit, Am I the A-hole? Am I the A-hole for setting glitter trap to catch my mother-in-law trying to snoop? I don't think so, but let's see. For some weird reason, my mother-in-law really wants to go into our bedroom whenever she comes over. On one occasion, I followed her as she went upstairs. I was going to get something for my child as the bedrooms are upstairs, and she walked past the bathroom on the main floor and up the stairs behind it. She didn't hear me, and I caught her walking straight into my room and riffling through bills on my dresser. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. What do you mean? She denied snooping even though I would just watch her do it. And she said she was going to use our bathroom because she couldn't find the other ones. She walked right past the one on the main floor and another one upstairs hallway to go into our bedroom. That is weird. That is so funny. She literally walked past the bathroom. She had a goal. She had a goal, and she had a goal to go to your bedroom, not your bathroom. Since that happened, I installed the exterior doorknob that requires a key to our bedroom door and one on the door to our office/spare bedroom. However, she's still always forgetting where the bathroom is and trying the bedroom and office door. This really ticks me off. That would tick me off too. This is crazy. Why does she keep trying? Like, I'm sure after that incident, she would have guessed where it is, right? At that point, you would show her there are 2 other bathrooms in the house. My husband says that I just get annoyed at this because everything she does drives me crazy, and since we've put locks in rooms we don't want her in, there isn't a problem anymore. I mean, I agree, you have put the locks in, so she's probably not gonna get in regardless, but I'm not happy that he is not on your side. Yeah, I don't think he believes you, but the locks are on, so no worries. Well, over the holiday we had my in-laws over for dinner, and before they came in I was searching for our bedroom keys. We haven't used them in a while, and since we only lock the doors when mother-in-law comes over, my husband told me we didn't need to lock the doors since she wouldn't get to try it into rooms, and I insisted that she would because she loves to snoop. We went back and forth and decided to cover the doorknobs in a super fine glitter to see if she tried them. You are evil. That's so funny. And you know how glitter does not come off. It will never come off. You will know. You will know for sure. If she's gonna snoop, she better come dressed for the glitter gala. I did this before when my husband didn't believe me about snooping to prove she would be in the rooms. Last time she ignored the glitter and we didn't say anything about it. But then my husband couldn't deny that she tried to snoop. Oh hey, so he knows. So this time I covered the knobs in glitter, and for the office went a touch further. I rigged a little folder of glitter all over the door to the office before the in-laws came over. I left one side unlocked, French doors, and it was set so if you walked into the room you would get covered in glitter. You are evil, evil. You are evil, evil. Husband goes out of his way to show his mom the main floor bathroom when they got here, and specifically asked his parents and sister to not go upstairs. There's a baby gate so the kids cannot get upstairs either. Well, guess who had to go to the bathroom and got covered in glitter? And had it all over their hands and hair. She completely lost it and started screaming, so I yelled back, and so now my husband is saying I went too far and I am an a-hole. Mother-in-law also says I am an a-hole, but the sister-in-law says I didn't do anything wrong, and mother-in-law deserved it for snooping. Father-in-law is Switzerland. Apparently her car is ruined now too because it's covered in glitter that she cannot get cleaned up. So am I the a-hole? You're not. You proved your point. She was definitely snooping. And I am mad again that your husband is not on your side. What is this? I don't like that. Boundaries are not rude. They are necessary. You're not an a-hole. In my opinion, for sure. Or it's enough to you guys. Can't believe this blew up, and I wanted to say thank you for all the support and the words. My husband woke up and found this post, and I think the comments have been an eye-opener. We're going to start couples therapy in January, so I think that would be great for us. Oh, that is so good. I'm so glad to hear that. That is special. I love that for you guys. I will be ordering some cellulose glitter that is biodegradable and safer for future projects. You're so funny. Okay, and if she comes over again, I will set up the camera, or at least print out some funny fake documents, so if she snoops again, at least she finds something interesting. I love the humor in this. You were not rude at all. You were definitely trying to protect your boundaries. That is understandable. That is understandable. What did I see what the comments say? Not the a-hole, your mother-in-law is an issue, but the fact that your husband refuses to set and enforce boundaries with her is actually a larger issue here. That is exactly what I agree, OP. You should look into your husband. This was 3 years ago, and hopefully their couples therapy helped. Really hope so. Agreed, he has a real denial going on, and I would be angrier about this. I agree. Next, am I the a-hole for refusing to attend an apology dinner after my mother-in-law called me a bad mother at my son's funeral? Stop. No. Are you crazy? What's wrong with people? I have goosebumps. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I am in my emotions, and I have my blinky here. What I'm about to read right now, though, viewer discretion, because this is super personal to me as well. I have a family member on my husband's side who is very young, specifically about the same age as this post, 1 year. And she also has very rare congenital heart disease, and I am really scared that I'm going to be emotional about this. So let's read, you guys. I'm angry already. I lost my son to congenital heart disease, and he did not survive the open heart surgery at the age of 1 year and 6 months. So approximately like my niece is. This is hard. I'm so sorry about that. That must be really, really difficult. He was a greatest blessing I had in my life. Everyone kept telling me things will get easier with time. I know that no matter how much time goes by, I'll still be missing my baby and everything sweet about him. Mother-in-law and I were in a constant conflict. Things always had been between us, but in those moments, we reached our limit. She kept getting involved into my son's treatment and criticized every decision I made, claiming I didn't know how to handle my son's illness. Boundaries are not met. What are you doing? In situations like this, mother-in-laws are seriously need to support each other and literally be there for you. This makes my blood boil. Be there for your daughter-in-law, basically, right? I hate this. I really hate this. This is your grandson. Horrible, okay? We went on low contact, but she kept causing issues occasionally. My husband was torn between our son's illness and his mother's issues. Your mother-in-law has to go to psych ward at this point. To criticize how you're handling an illness is definitely unhinged and disgusting. Get out of here. Get out of here. When my son passed away, she came to the funeral, caused a scene by arguing with me. Are you crazy? Oh my god, the way I keep reading it, I'm just getting even more heated. Oof, I have so much emotions. I told you guys, I warned you guys. And caused a scene by arguing with me knowing I had no energy for it. She used the fact that everyone was there so she could say it was my fault my son was born sick and I didn't take care of him properly, that I didn't listen to her when suggested other ways to treat his condition, and that I was the one who took their grandchild away from them and caused them a heartache. You are a terrible person. Right there and then. She then loudly called me a bad mother. I had no idea how I kept my composure and kept standing on both feet. My mom and sisters responded by telling her to leave. Exactly, get out. Get out. You're disgusting. Disgrace to this world. Why are you breathing air at this point? Who are you? Like, what kind of person do you have to be to say and criticize a person at their son's funeral? I am literally boiled right now. My blankie is trying to calm me down. My husband is sitting down crying. She then went to tell everyone I kicked her out as a way to hurt her further and lied that I convinced my husband to ban her from visiting her grandson's grave. You're a horrible person. My husband later sent his side of a family on email talking about my mother-in-law's behavior during and after our son's illness and telling them they no longer will be seeing her. I'm so happy that he's really made a good choice. I'm happy that he is on your and your son's son. Rest in peace, definitely. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm just so happy that he is there for you. And especially for himself as well. That is a generous loss for him as well. I need to calm down. That had the family criticizing us, saying the mother-in-law was just trying to do what was best for her grandbaby and called us selfish for assuming we're the only ones struggling in this tragedy. We haven't seen his mom in a year and 8 months. I am now 3 months pregnant. No one knew, only my sister-in-law, brother-in-law's wife. But the word got out, though we told her not to say anything. A week later, I had the family's members saying that I was invited to a dinner hosted by a mother-in-law so she could both apologize in front of the whole family and settle this issue before the baby's born. They say mother-in-laws was regretful and offered to financially provide for her grandbaby, and they want to see that. I refused, but my husband surprisingly wants me to go. I had his grandparents calling me and telling me that I'm a person with a good heart and forgiveness, something capable of giving. I told them I will never be sitting at a table with a person who called me a bad mother at my child's funeral. Period. I still remember it vividly. Till this very day, my sister said this change of heart for my mother-in-law is probably for the new baby. It could be, but I insisted I won't come. They're saying I'm making it hard for everyone to move on and past this unresolved pain and should really go. You are not the a-hole and don't go, in my opinion. Yes, you could definitely forgive her at some point when you are ready for yourself. This way you don't hold any grief or any grudges or any guilt. I know you're writing this because you feel guilty and you're asking everyone that you feel like an a-hole and stuff. Definitely don't feel like an a-hole. You were not wrong into this, and if you do decide to go, that is completely your choice. If you don't decide to go, that is also your choice, and please don't feel guilty for it. I'm so sorry for your loss. I completely understand what you're going through. I really hope this gets resolved, and I really hope your baby is going to be born very nice and healthy, and you guys are going to be fulfilled with so much love and happiness. This was super hard. Let's read some comments and wrap this video up, right? I'm so sorry for OP. I can't begin to imagine. Mother-in-law is a textbook narcissist. I completely agree. She's staging this fake public apology and flying monkeys have been unleashed. If OP plays along, mother-in-law will redirect the pregnancy attention to herself. For real, she's not going to stop. That's just the person she is. If she has an audacity to do that, she will do it again. She will do it again. I don't trust that people change. I personally don't think people change. And this is just probably temporary, especially for people who are older, right? Who already gathered their senses of how their personality is going to be, right? A lot of people who are older, it's just so much harder for them to change, and I just don't think it's going to change. If OP doesn't, mother-in-law will bemoan her suffering to anyone who will listen. You can't win with a narcissist. All you can do is to refuse to play and let them find someone else to torment. That is a really good comment. Really good comment. I really like that. That is a really good comment. Alright guys, this was super difficult, especially because it's kind of hits home. It kind of hit home. I really hope everything the best for you guys. Make sure you tell me in the comments, what do you think about these? Every video or text that I read, make sure you tell me, what do you think about them? I forget to ask all the time before I end them, but definitely let me know. I would love to hear your opinion. I am in the comment section all the time, and I do see so many of you commenting, and I'm so happy to see them. So yeah, don't forget to comment. And guys, make sure you check out all the links in the comment description below. I have a second channel. I'm on beauty section of YouTube as well, so if you want to check those out, make sure you do so. But right now, I will see you next time. So bye.